Welcome back. Today, we're stepping into one of the most important battles shaping the future of crypto, a battle that most retail investors are still completely ignoring. By the end of 2026, one of these architectures could dominate the global financial layer, quietly powering everything from DeFi to high-frequency trading, while the other fades into irrelevance. This is not just another comparison video. This is a high-stakes technological showdown between two fundamentally different visions of scalability, Monad and Astor. And if you're serious about positioning your portfolio for the next bull cycle, understanding this battle is no longer optional. It's critical. This is not financial advice. Please do your own research before making any decisions. Let's start with the big picture. By late 2025, traditional EVM-based blockchains began hitting a hard ceiling. It didn't matter how much hype surrounded them. Ethereum Layer 2s, alternative Layer 1s, all of them ran into the same bottleneck: sequential execution. Transactions were being processed one after another, creating congestion, high fees, and ultimately limiting scalability. That's when parallel execution stopped being an innovation and became a necessity for survival. The entire industry shifted focus. The question was no longer, can you scale, but how efficiently can you scale without breaking decentralization or security? This is where Monad entered the arena with a bold proposition. Instead of abandoning the Ethereum virtual machine, Monad chose to optimize it to its absolute limits. Their architecture is built around pipelining and superscalar execution, allowing multiple transactions to be processed simultaneously while still maintaining EVM compatibility. This is a crucial point, because it means developers don't need to relearn a completely new system. They can deploy existing smart contracts with minimal changes, making adoption significantly easier. Monad's custom database, often referred to as MonadDB, tackles one of Ethereum's biggest historical problems: slow state access. By redesigning how data is stored and retrieved, Monad reduces latency and enables faster throughput. Now, on paper, Monad claims it can handle up to 10,000 transactions per second. That number alone is enough to turn heads. But here's where things get interesting. Raw TPS numbers don't always tell the full story. The real question is, can that performance hold under real-world conditions? High-frequency trading, arbitrage bots, NFT mint storms, these are the true stress tests of any blockchain. Early data suggests that Monad performs impressively under load, but like any new architecture, it still faces the challenge of proving long-term stability. Speed is powerful, but only if it's consistent. While Monad is pushing the limits of performance within a familiar framework, Astor is taking a completely different route. Instead of optimizing the existing system, Astor is rethinking the architecture from the ground up. Their approach is modular. That means they separate key components of the blockchain, consensus, execution, and data availability, into independent layers. This allows each layer to be optimized individually, creating a more flexible and scalable system overall. One of Astor's most talked about innovations is its dynamic sharding mechanism. Unlike traditional sharding, which often struggles with inefficiencies and security trade-offs, Astor's system adjusts in real time based on network demand. When activity spikes, resources scale up. When demand drops, the network becomes more efficient. This kind of adaptability is incredibly powerful, especially in a market where usage patterns can change overnight. It's not just about handling high throughput, it's about doing it efficiently. Another key advantage of Astor's design is its ability to achieve sub-second finality. In simple terms, transactions are confirmed almost instantly. For applications like gaming, trading, and real-time financial services, this is a game changer. Speed isn't just about throughput anymore, it's about user experience, and Astor is clearly optimizing for that. But here's the trade-off. Modular systems are inherently more complex. Developers may face a steeper learning curve compared to Monad's EVM equivalent environment. This raises an important question: which ecosystem is attracting more high-quality builders? Because at the end of the day, technology alone doesn't determine success. Adoption does. When we look at developer activity in 2026, both ecosystems are growing, but in different ways. Monad is attracting developers who want performance without sacrificing familiarity. It's a natural extension of the Ethereum ecosystem. Astor, on the other hand, is drawing in teams that are willing to experiment with new paradigms. These are often more ambitious projects, pushing the boundaries of what's possible on-chain. So the battle isn't just technical, it's philosophical. Evolution versus reinvention. Now let's talk about what investors care about most: tokenomics and ecosystem growth. The MON and Astor tokens are not just speculative assets. They're integral to their respective networks. Staking yields, fee structures, and burn mechanisms all play a role in determining long-term value. Recent upgrades in both ecosystems have introduced more aggressive token utility models, aiming to reduce supply while increasing demand. Total value locked, or TVL, is another critical metric. Over the past 6 months, both chains have seen significant inflows, but the quality of that liquidity matters. Is it long-term capital or short-term farming incentives? Early signs suggest that Monad has strong traction in trading-related applications, while Astor is gaining ground in infrastructure and cross-chain integrations. This distinction could become very important as the market matures. Interoperability is another battlefield that cannot be ignored. In 2026, no blockchain exists in isolation. Cross-chain communication is becoming the backbone of the entire ecosystem. Both Monad and Astor are actively integrating with interoperability layers, but Astor's modular design may give it an edge here. By separating data availability from execution, it can more easily plug into different ecosystems. Monad, while highly efficient, may face limitations if it remains too tightly coupled to the EVM framework. So, where does that leave us? On one side, you have Monad, a high-performance, EVM-compatible powerhouse that focuses on speed, efficiency, and developer accessibility. On the other side, you have Astor, a modular, forward-thinking architecture that prioritizes flexibility, scalability, and long-term adaptability. Both are solving the same problem, but in completely different ways. Looking ahead, the next major catalyst could come from quantum-resistant upgrades expected later this year. While still in early stages, these developments could redefine security standards across the industry. If either network successfully integrates quantum-resistant cryptography without sacrificing performance, it could gain a significant competitive advantage. This is a space worth watching closely. So, which token wins the 2026 scalability race? The honest answer is, it depends on what the market values more. If the future leans towards high-speed, EVM-compatible execution with minimal friction, Monad has a strong case. But if the industry moves towards modular, interoperable systems that can adapt to changing demands, Astor might emerge as the dominant force. From an investment perspective, this isn't necessarily about choosing one over the other. It's about understanding the risk-reward profile of each. Monad offers a more predictable path, building on an already established ecosystem. Astor represents a higher risk, higher reward opportunity with the potential to redefine how blockchains are structured entirely. As we move deeper into the 2026 bull cycle, one thing is clear: scalability is no longer a feature, it's the foundation, and the projects that solve it most effectively will capture the majority of value in the next phase of crypto adoption. So the real question is, are you positioning yourself early enough to benefit from this shift? Because by the time the winner is obvious, the biggest gains will already be gone. Thanks for watching. Hit like and subscribe for more daily crypto insights. Catch you in the next one. Stay crypto smart.